Lieutenant Governor Jimmy Fitzmorris, who was a political giant in this state, has passed away. Joining us now with more on his life and his legacy is our current Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser. Billy, thank you for joining us this morning. And you, like me, were friends with Jimmy Fitzmorris.
Yeah, Eric, it's a sad day for Louisiana. He was a great ambassador, a champion, a one-of-a-kind, a dear friend, and the only person to endorse me when I ran for lieutenant governor.
Well, not the only person, but I mean, the only elected.
Yeah.
And he's a Democrat. You, of course, are a Republican.
Well, he made me promise no matter who won governor, I would never talk bad about him in public, and I'd sit down and work for the greater good of Louisiana. Best decision I made as lieutenant governor, and the best advice I got. He said the only way you can do good for all of Louisiana is if the governor and lieutenant governor are working together and put their differences aside.
And Jimmy really set that in stone for lieutenant governors to follow.
He absolutely did. And I tell you, God, he loved Louisiana, its people. He was honest, hardworking, and I spoke to him often throughout my reign as lieutenant governor and for advice. Just several weeks ago, I went to go see him and let him know I kept my word to him, and he still had that firm grip and still had advice for me. And
yeah.
If I could be half the lieutenant governor he was, I'll be have done all right. He's going to be missed.
Well, and you mentioned that you saw him and his daughter Lisa. We have a picture that last meeting. We're going to try and get it up. Well, we're showing some other stuff. There it is, right there. Lisa, is that Lisa with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the picture, but yes, it was his granddaughter. And God, I'm so glad I got to visit with him before he passed. And he's just a champion, and they don't make him like that anymore.
No, they don't. You know, he was a wealth of knowledge, and I'm sure you picked his brain often in your role as lieutenant governor.
Absolutely. He talked about the importance of all of Louisiana, and I think, you know, he traveled and went wherever he was requested to speak, and I try to follow in those footsteps. No place is more important than another, and every area of this state deserves as much help as you can give them. And he lived by that. And I think his schedule showed that when he was lieutenant governor, of making sure he attended to everything he could to make Louisiana better. And yes, there'll never be another Jimmy Fitzmorris.
And, you know, he was one of those guys, it was hard not to like Jimmy. Jimmy was so attentive to everybody. When you talked to Jimmy, you felt like you were the only person in the room. He would call, I know he used to call me regularly. He called a lot of his friends just regularly. I mean, he just kept up with people.
He absolutely. He'd call me and say, Billy, I saw you on TV with this. This is what you ought to do about that. Time and time again, I took his advice. It was good advice. And, you know, he worked with everybody. He didn't care if you were a Democrat, Republican, where you lived. He tried to help everybody he encountered, whatever it was, and he taught me a lot about that.
Yeah. All right. He was a giant in state politics, and he will be missed. Billy, thank you for sharing some of your memories of the late, great Jimmy Fitzmorris.